Hey, here's my real face. I'm actually off sick at the moment. Just like a lot of sinus situation going on, and this is new for me. I normally push through these things. I'm trying to be the hero, and truthfully, it just makes you worse and makes you do a shit job. And in a way, you're kidding yourself, you're kidding the show, you're kidding the audience. When there's a reason there's two mermaids, there's a reason Josie has a job. Bless her heart. So I'm off. I also have I pulled my groin, so I've been working through pain for months. So it's kind of a good excuse and a good reason to like rest and fully recover from that as well. Because again, can't do a good job if I've got a pulled groin. Can barely do the splits, and the whole track is a split. So common sense is to rest, huh? So I've kind of been chilling. To be honest, I spent the whole day yesterday reading. I picked up Joe Dispenza's book again. It's called Becoming Super. Does anyone else's washing machine like shake their whole house? You okay, hon? Joe Dispenza's book, I think it's called Becoming Supernatural. And I've read it once before in lockdown, and I definitely transformed. I'd just come out of a breakup, I'd found the book, and honestly, at the time I thought I was just healing, like you know when you have a breakup and you're healing and you're getting through it and you kind of have a glow up, right? And you go through the waves of like great shit, and it's this whole thing. I was kind of focused on the fact I was going through that whilst reading this book. But looking back, I kind of went back through my Instagram. It's interesting to kind of see and remember how you felt on certain posts and all that. So I was going back through and I kind of was like, oh, yes, I was glowing up from the breakup and like healing parts of that and getting through that and, you know, all that stuff. But I was also doing the practices in this book. I was doing the meditations. They're like 50-minute long meditations, and you basically, in the last 20 minutes of it, you have an intention and you attach it to an elevated emotion, and then you feel that emotion and you think of that intention, and your body kind of doesn't know that it's not real. It feels like it's living that experience that you're projecting to the future or that you want. And it starts to kind of condition your body as if it's already happening or it's already happened. It releases the stress hormones, it releases the chemicals from the healthy genes. It's the whole scientific thing. But yeah, looking back, I kind of could see. Sorry, one sec, can you hear? This is rattling above. This is the washing machine. Okay, it stopped. Okay. So yeah, I remember noticing my hair was getting longer and healthier, because last time I was in Magic Mike, I had a lot of highlights in my hair, so obviously bleach, and that combined with the water just made my hair kind of slowly frazzle off. And I kept using like heat on it and everything. So yeah, it kind of frazzled off, and I used to have really long, healthy, thick hair. And I remember suddenly in lockdown, my hair just started to flow. Like it just started to go boom after so long, and it was sudden, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just because all the colour's growing out. And now, looking back, I remembered like one of my intentions was surrounding health, and one of the points within that was about my appearance and the health of my hair and my nails and my skin, just overall, you know, complexion and look, glowing, alive, healthy, radiant. Radiant, I think, is the word I used in my intention. And I've realized that's like kind of why my hair just suddenly grew. And you know, say what you want, you probably are like, it's probably just coincidence. Well, not everyone, but society. But yeah, looking back, I can see the puzzle pieces that kind of happened as a result of that book. And I was on a fucking upward peak. I'd also been training with Motus, the company, and I've been really struggling. Obviously, it's hard. But then there was kind of a shift and a turning point in the new year where I kind of really like progressed and really improved, and confidence went whoo, and like I was getting a lot of good feedback, and I was feeling good about myself, and I was doing it well, and all this stuff, right? And then it was just a good era. Like I was just happy, I was alive, I was so overwhelmed with love for life and myself, and I was really working hard, continuing my practices, continuing meditation. I was teaching a bit online. It was still locked down, but I just felt amazing. I felt healed. And then I got into Magic Mike again, and that was amazing. But then I kind of fell off when I went back to work for a myriad of reasons. We spent however long in lockdown with the same people. We didn't see a lot of people. If we saw our friends, it was, you know, one-on-one and a walk or something. And yeah, there were pockets of when we could see more people, but even so, there's nothing to prepare you for going back to so many energies in one room every day. Like, there's nothing to prepare you for getting used to being around people all the time again. People that you're not super close with, even people that you are super close with. It's hard. It's a hard adjustment, and it's not something I realised would happen. I knew physically I'd be tired due to the hours, because I was used to going to bed early and getting up early and doing my things at home and my workouts and whatnot, but I just didn't factor in how effective, sorry for the sirens, how affected you are by people's energy. It just drains you, even if good or bad. Like it just drains you if you're not used to being around people all the time. And I just fell off my practices. I just was so tired. I had no time for or energy to do anything else. I slowly had less time to keep training with Motus. I slowly had less energy left over to do it in my own time, because I had to save up energy for this new skill of aerial I'd learned, and it was too scary to be too tired to hold myself in ropes and keep myself alive in the sky. So I just slowly and gradually lost parts of my personal practices and things that keep me centered and happy and peaceful and well and healthy and all of that stuff. You know, it's not just a case of going to work, getting your money, doing your job, eating the right food, getting enough sleep, wake up, repeat. That's not enough. You can't expect mental clarity or peak mental performance and peak quality of life for yourself without working on it. It's like trying to be an Olympic cyclist without practicing or getting on your bike until you do the competition. You know, you could be an expert, but if you don't practice, your body's not primed for it. It's not prepared. It's not strong enough. You've not built up endurance. It's the same with your mind and your soul and your body. There's just so much to it. I got in a state of frenzy and absolute panic, and I already had a level of stress, but I had an additional level on top of that stress because I was stressed, and then I was stressed that I felt stressed, because I know how much stress affects you and your body, and I could feel it happening. I could feel it causing injury, causing illness, causing mental dip, causing mood swings. What's the word when you feel paranoia, there we go. And then there's pockets of happiness, because you find external things and they can give you happiness, and you can be distracted for a while, and then you're back at square one after a certain amount of time, and you're like, oh, I'm still not whole and centered and happy and in love, truly in love with myself. You know, I can say I love myself. Yeah, I love being me. Yeah, I've got no issue with myself. I don't, truthfully. Don't know if that's because I've done the work or not, but at a base level, I'm pretty happy with myself. Obviously, comparison is a daily thing for me that I have to fight through. There's insecurities. It's a given, right? There's things I wish I had that other people have. It's all just human, but I've also experienced true love for myself because I've loved myself internally as if I wasn't even this physical being. I've loved myself inside without how I look or what I do or where I live. I've loved the person I am inside. I've loved myself in that moment so strongly before that you could put me in a different body on an island, you could put me in a shark's body, you could put me in a giraffe's body or in a baby's body, and I'd still, it's about the inner you. Like there's like a little soul piece I like to imagine in my meditations where there's like a burning ball of golden light, and that's kind of where I kind of find my inner presence, if you will. Presence is probably the right word. That's me in that meditation, or in previous meditations when I've been really, really top notch with the work. I have only been that ball of light. That's it. That's all there is to me. And I've literally felt the most overwhelming love, and it just shifts everything. You come out and you're like, you truly don't need anything. After that, you just don't need anything. You just want to give love. You don't hate anyone. All you need is nothing. And that's where I'm trying to get back to. Because it's interesting, you know, there's so much I haven't done in the past year, and I'm reading the book again, and I'm noticing different things that I did last time, and a lot of it is about, if you're so focused on everything around you, even the smallest thing like getting up, making a coffee, having a shower, going to work, getting some groceries, paying that person, texting that person back, like all of that is taking your energy. So all your energy is going away from you, and there's nothing coming back to you. So essentially what he says is you have no energy left for yourself. So in my case, creatively, I have no energy left. So I keep thinking, oh, I haven't done anything I want to do. I haven't done all those things I wanted to do. That's because I didn't have the energy to, because I was so focused on everything externally, everything, that I just didn't have anything to go and focus on those things and do it. And I kept beating myself up for it, like, why haven't I done it? Am I lazy? Am I this? Am I that? And then you just get in a spiral, and again you're focused on judgment then, and then you're focused on the fact you haven't done it, and then you just respond by recoiling and, you know, suppressing it and then getting on with the next day, and it repeats. So it's really interesting. I mean, I don't know why I've just been rambling at you about this, but it feels good to talk about it. It's easier for me to absorb it by talking about it, because it's a lot. It's a lot to read and understand. But guys, there's just so much in the past year that's kind of happened. Nothing like life-altering. Just a lot of learning curves and a lot of understanding and learning about how people use power in a negative way, how to handle it, when to know when to obey and when to fight back, when to know and understand your actual worth, and to realize if you don't respect yourself, no one's going to respect you. I've always been the yes girl, like, yeah, anything, absolutely anything, I'll do it, yeah, no worries. And it just gets to a point where people expect that of you, and that's not good, because that's when people start to take the piss. And I've really, even in my lowered vibrational state, let's say, I've managed to like sit down and be like, you are worth so much, look at what you've done. I don't like to be like, oh, I'm so successful, because I haven't done the things I really wanted to do yet. So it's really hard for me to be like, oh, I deserve this, I deserve that. But the truth is, I do. If I look back, I deserve so many things. And you know, I'm 27, and I was just like, do you know what? I'm at that age now where I'm not fresh out of college. I don't have to be like yes, 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 yes to everything. I've earned enough respect, and I've met enough people, and I've worked with enough people to know what's right, what's wrong, and what I deserve, and whether I'm being warranted or not by asking for what I'm asking for, or by saying what I'm saying, or by doing what I'm doing. So here we are back. This is full circle conversation. The fact I'm off today feeling like shit, wow, I've just realised it's quite rewarding to know that I've got to this place where I will take time for myself and stop just giving and giving and giving and giving to machines, to people, to worlds, to life, when I'm not getting the same in return. I'm getting what I need in return. I'm getting what I deserve in return. I'm getting what I should be getting in return. And no one's giving you what you need in return and more, so why am I giving what I need to and more? I don't need to give extra. I need to give what's asked of me. And that's it. We'll all get here. I'm still working on it. Oh, that was a nice sniff, wasn't it? I've also just learned that women do have to work harder, as Beyonce said. And I've always like heard that and been like, yeah, I've never really understood it till now. And I've had a lot of anger around that for the past year, which has also been draining. Just anger for women and for the fact we've, like, why? I just don't understand why. Excuse me. The fact it's 2022 and it's still an issue. It shouldn't have been one in the first place. I just can't even get into it. But I've had to meet with anger, greet it, oh hi. Never really dealt with anger before. I've had to learn how to kind of control that, or like understand it and not be shamed by it and not feel shame for having anger. I've just had to be patient with myself and slowly kind of accept how it is, and then be like, okay, what can I do to shift it? And then I just started with me and was like, right, what do I deserve? What do I need? How can I be? How can I act? How can I hold people accountable? And it will ripple. I work with 13 boys. They're all amazing, amazing people. It's just interesting to witness men's lives so closely compared to women's lives. It really is. It really is interesting. The smallest things. Like what the boys say if they're struggling with something, or, you know, they have a woman in the audience, not treat them with the respect they really want. It's just interesting to see how shocked they are by it, and to then look at all the women in the cast and see how we're all like, oh, you know, the boys respond so like, it's not okay, and then we're like, oh, but it's normal for us. And then you sit with it and you're like, that shouldn't be normal. And if that's their response, it just kind of is sad. And then you're like, okay, well, this means I can shout a bit next time it happens to me, you know, just things like that. Oh, I've really gone off on a tangent here. I'm gonna go blow my nose. I'll see you soon.